Shalom Akim, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Rakak Dash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salute to sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right, I'm gonna start this video off with the scripture, Revelation chapter 8, verse 13. It reads, "And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound." All right. So woe, 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 symbolizing three world wars. Okay. We've been telling you that there's going to be a third world war, and it's been prophesied in the scriptures, and there's more scriptures to back it up. All right. And especially in more detail, more light of what the third world war consists of, because the Third World War has also been known as the war to end all wars. All right, and this is going to be the last war ever fought on the planet Earth. In these upcoming months, all right. Hopefully, it won't be years long but we can clearly see that that World War III is definitely right around the corner. Okay, like I've been saying in these past couple of videos, the news has been blatantly making reference into a nuclear war. Considering the crisis going on out there in Ukraine and the beef between the Western forces and Russia with their alliance with China and different countries in the Arab world, the BRIC nations, certain countries that are on a come up. There's global tension going on right now wherein too many countries have nuclear capability. And it's only a matter of time before these nuclear missiles are launched off and shot to play out their purpose, all right, which is ultimately to destroy America. Okay, back in 1871, you had a letter written by Albert Pike to Giuseppe Mazzini, detailing the three world wars. Okay, and this was back in 1871, way before the First World War ever took place. All right, it's written in such fine detail that it shows you that these plans, these world wars, are actually pre-planned. Okay, they're actually pre-planned, and at the end of each of these wars, these devils have a plan on driving the world closer to a one world government. Okay, meaning what I mean by that is tearing down borders, meaning no more countries and such, but everything just under one global banner, which is the reason why on the back of the U.S. dollar bill, all right, there has a pyramid, an uncapped pyramid. On the top of it, it has the all-seeing eye, but it has in Latin the words written "Novo Ordo Seclorum." All right, "In Noit Coeptos Novo Ordo Seclorum," meaning announcing the birth or the conception of a new world, of the new order of the ages, or new world order. All right, that's what it means. Okay, and you see the dollar bill is weakening right now. The U.S. dollar is actually weakening, which that should symbolize to you that the so-called white man or the Illuminati, the elites of this society, they're not going to fulfill their goal of a new world order or one world government. They're coming close to it, with their attempts to do it, but it's not going to be accomplished. Okay, but nonetheless, yeah, these three world wars have been spoken about by the elites. Like I said, Albert Pike in his letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, which Albert Pike is a high-level, well-respected Freemason, well-honored Freemason to all of these Masons out there in the Freemason world, okay, who set up the order of the Ku Klux Klan. A lot of Jakes don't even know that. We in the information age now, so people are probably starting to figure that out. But the average Jake doesn't know that. They don't understand that. You have to want to seek out knowledge to actually find that out. You know, so during the time when you had all of the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, with all these Jakes getting killed unjustly by the police, and it's being videotaped and recorded, and people rioting in different cities throughout the United States, to the point where, you know, Jake seeking retribution, and you know, there's been a bunch of protests about these statues that are up with these Confederate generals and, you know, these racist white forefathers of the nation being torn down. All right. Yet Albert Pike, his statue still stands out there in Washington, D.C. You know, and it was never a major uproar, anybody talking about tearing down his statue. And meanwhile, Albert Pike, like I said, who was a high level Freemason, was the founder, if not the founder, he was certainly a co-founder of the Order of the Ku Klux Klan, all right, which is a terrible organization that terrorized black people, so-called Negroes, post-slavery. Okay, but not to go too off the topic, he wrote a letter back in 1871 to Giuseppe Mazzini detailing the 3 world wars. All right, you know, because these devils plan on creating a one world government. You know, that's the Illuminati's main goal. You know, the word Illuminati has become a household name nowadays. You know, so people are familiar with the Illuminati, but are they really, you know, just to say Illuminati and keep saying it because your favorite rapper has said it or entertainer has said it, and you know, and it's, you know, being pushed out there on the internet. Do you know the true intentions of the Illuminati? Okay, all right, which their main goal is to establish a one world government, and they have to do it with a new currency. All right, hence you have CBDC, which is ultimately the mark of the beast, as recorded in the Book of Revelations. All right, so bring out more scriptures going into World War III. All right, let me read that again in Revelation chapter 8, verse 13. It says, "And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe." The 3 woes represents the 3 world wars. Okay, to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. All right, and you read Book of Revelations, the 9th chapter, going from the 1st verse to the 11th verse, it goes into World War One. I remember the Apostle Tahar breaking that down, man, and I was just blown away. The way he broke it down, and it made so much sense. And it's like, you can't deny that the Holy Bible is the word of the Most High. You're not going to get knowledge and prophecies like this in any other book. You know, the Quran doesn't have this, man. You know, in any other so-called holy book out there doesn't have this type of knowledge, man. All right, but this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. It says, "One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter." So World War One is already past. Okay, World War One ended in 1917, and you know, that's the past. We've seen documentaries about World War One. You know, some of us have done reports, read books on it, and such. Okay, so World War One is certainly in the past. It says, that's why it says, Revelation 9 and 12, "One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter." Yeah, two more world wars to follow. All right, after the passing or the end of World War One, which ended in 1917. Okay, and when you read the Book of Revelation, the 9th chapter, once again, it gives you a description of World War One. All right, now this is the Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Okay, so the Second World War is already past. That ended in 1945 with the dropping of the 2 atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Okay, so the Second World War is past. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, now the world is anticipating the Third World's War. That's the third woe that the Book of Revelations is describing, that John the Revelator actually saw. And that's why you have in the media, especially with the right-wing news, blatantly talking about the threat or the possibility of nuclear war, okay? Of a nuclear war. I mean, they just coming out saying it straight up, man. You know, and you got all these different countries proudly advertising these new inventions of intercontinental ballistic missiles. You know, way more advanced missiles, and trying to outdo each other when it comes to these intercontinental ballistic missiles. These are the missiles that's gonna that the Third World War is gonna be fought by. All right. You know, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. It reads, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise." You know, in the ancient world, when men used to go on the battlefield, you know, they had iron weapons, you know, weapons of hard steel and iron, man. Swords, battle axes, daggers, spears, bow and arrows, you know. You know, I forget what you call that weapon with the ball and chain with the spikes in it that they swirled around, but we've seen it all in these movies depicting ancient battles, man. Okay, and you know, men on the battlefield crying in agony from having limbs chopped off, and you know, taking a sword to the midsection. All right, heads being decapitated. You know, so it was just you know, clinging swords, clinging iron weapons, and men hollering out of pain and agony, man. You know, there was a lot of confused noise during those wars, man. It says, "For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood." You've seen the gory scenes in these motion pictures depicting these bloody wars, man, that were fought in the ancient world. It says, "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Talking about World War III. All right, it's going to be fought with fire. Nobody's really on the battlefield no more, fighting up close and personal war. All right, up close and personal confrontations anymore. You know, countries and nations are trying to get intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, enriching uranium so that they can have access to these missiles to launch from one continent to another continent, or one country to the next country. Okay, and the effects of these nuclear missiles are so catastrophic and devastating. You know, it wipes out whole cities, man, destroying innocent citizens that have nothing to do with the actual feud between these two different countries, man. Okay, so it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get gruesome, man. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 18. "For wickedness burneth as the fire, it shall devour the briers and thorns, it shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke." All right, because America's going to be destroyed, man. America is the wickedest country in the world, man. Okay, the influence that America has on these other nations, okay, is basically turning the whole world into Satan's world, man. All right, you know, and it's prophesied for America to be destroyed. America is Babylon the Great, that's written of in the Book of Revelations and different books throughout the Bible. Okay, it reads on to say, "Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. And no man shall spare his brother." Okay, so these people are going to be the fuel of the fire. Like I said, innocent people that have nothing to do with these wars, with these proxy wars that is going to spin out of control, are actually going to suffer from it, man. Once the nuclear missiles are detonated and reaches their destination, man. Okay, whole cities of people are going to be annihilated and incinerated, man. All right, and especially America, all the citizens of America who are not of the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed. They're going to burn. All right, this is the last scripture I'm going to bring out. This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble." All right, and that day is the day of our Lord, the day that the Lord brings justice back into his nation by destroying America. Okay, and America is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. This is all prophesied. All right, this is part of the elite's plans but it's gonna spin way out of their control, man. Okay, all right. You know, the elites, they basically done with America. You can see this society is just collapsing, you know, at every given minute, man. Okay, so it says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." That's the day of the Lord. The scriptures tell you the Lord is coming, is not coming back to bring peace, but a sword. Okay, and that the Lord is coming back with fire, with vengeance. All right. So all you people that's, you know, shouting out Jesus Christ, so to speak, okay, what you going to do in that day when he comes back? Because he's not a happy camper, as you've been taught in these churches. All right. It says, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Yeah, who's the proud? All of these Americans, man. American pride. All right. These so-called white boys, these Edomites. All right. You know, which they consistently doing wickedness, man. You know, their sins have finally reached up to the heavens, to the point where they're about to be judged, man. And the judgment is what? Death by nuclear fire. All right. And they're going to be stubble. They're going to mean this. America's going to be a whole heap of ashes once the Lord gets done with this place. It reads on to say, "In the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Okay, so America's going to be a desert. It's not going to be a foundation left for America. Ain't none of this land going to be fertile anymore, man. Okay, it's going to be, like I said, a whole pile of ashes once the Lord gets done with this place, when it's judged. All right, and you know, I'm gonna end it on that note. I can say Shalom wa barakim to you brothers and sisters out there, man. You know, just keep fighting the good fight. Keep praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and edging them on to hurry up and bring forth the prophecies, man. We almost out of here. Shalom, Akim.